For countless millennia, the vast blue expanse of our oceans has echoed with a magnificent and haunting sound, the song of the blue whale. These ancient melodies have traveled through the depths, resonating across continents and generations, forming a living soundtrack to the underwater world. The blue whale's song is not just a sound, it is a living memory, a thread that connects the past, present, and future of the ocean. These gentle giants compose the grand orchestra of the deep, their calls a fundamental part of the ocean's acoustic landscape. When several blue whales gather, their voices blend into a symphony that can be heard for hundreds of miles, weaving a tapestry of sound that defines the very character of the sea. Each whale's call is unique, yet together they create harmony, a chorus that has shaped the rhythms of marine life for eons. Their songs are complex, structured, and deeply meaningful, used to navigate, find mates, and communicate across vast distances. These vocalizations are not random. They are carefully crafted messages, sometimes lasting for hours, echoing through the water to reach other whales far beyond the horizon. The blue whale's song is a language of survival, connection, and identity. The health of this song is a measure of the ocean's health. When the ocean is vibrant and full of life, the blue whale's song is strong and clear, reverberating through a thriving ecosystem. But when the song weakens, it signals that something is amiss beneath the waves, a warning that the balance of life is shifting. Imagine a creature so immense its heart is the size of a car, its song powerful enough to vibrate through your body. The blue whale is the largest animal ever to have lived on Earth, and yet, despite its size, it relies on the delicate art of sound to communicate and survive. Its heartbeat and its song are both testaments to the wonders of evolution and the mysteries of the deep. Scientists have listened to these calls for decades, learning about migration, social structures, and behaviors. By deploying hydrophones and analyzing recordings, researchers have uncovered the secret lives of blue whales, how they travel thousands of miles, how they find each other in the vastness, and how their songs change with the seasons and the years. Each discovery brings us closer to understanding these enigmatic giants. The consistency and strength of their calls have long signaled a thriving population. When the ocean is alive with whale song, it means the blue whales are healthy, their numbers stable, and their world intact. The ocean's music is a sign of hope, a reminder that life endures, even in the face of adversity. In the vast Pacific, a blue whale might be visually alone, yet its song connects it to others miles away. Even when separated by hundreds of kilometers, these whales remain in touch, their voices bridging the emptiness of the open sea. This invisible network of sound is their lifeline, a way to find companionship, share information, and maintain the bonds of their society. This acoustic network is the invisible thread tying their society together. It is a web of communication that links individuals, families, and generations, ensuring that the wisdom of the ocean is passed on. Without it, the blue whale's world would be silent, isolated, and incomplete. But what happens when that song begins to fade? A quieter ocean is not a peaceful one. It's a sign of lost connections. The silence is a warning, a signal that the intricate web of life is unraveling, and that the ocean's greatest voices are being lost to time and human impact. The silence of a blue whale is a profound warning, carrying a message for us all. It reminds us that the fate of these majestic creatures and the music of the ocean itself rests in our hands. If we listen closely, we can still hear their call, urging us to protect the symphony of life beneath the waves. Recently, scientists have noticed a troubling trend. The blue whale's powerful songs in the Northeast Pacific are fading. These haunting melodies, once echoing for hundreds of miles beneath the waves, are now growing quieter and less frequent. For decades, these songs have been a symbol of the ocean's wildness and mystery, but now, their absence is raising alarm among researchers and conservationists alike. A 6-year study revealed a staggering 40% drop in blue whale vocalizations. This isn't just a number, it's a dramatic shift in the very soundscape of the sea. Scientists pore over data, searching for patterns and clues, trying to understand what could be silencing these giants. The ocean, once filled with their calls, is falling quiet. The deep, resonant notes that once defined the Northeast Pacific are now rare, leaving vast stretches of water eerily silent. This isn't a minor fluctuation. It's a dramatic silencing of one of Earth's most iconic voices. The loss is palpable, not just to scientists, but to anyone who has ever marveled at the majesty of these creatures. Blue whales sing mainly to breed. Their songs are a vital part of courtship, helping males attract mates across vast distances. A decline in song could mean a decline in breeding, a serious threat to their recovery. Without these songs, the chances of finding a mate diminish, putting the future of the species at risk. The whales weren't gone, they were choosing not to sing, or perhaps unable to. This silence is a mystery, one that scientists are racing to solve. The autumn breeding season's low-frequency hum was less consistent, less powerful. The once steady chorus now falters, replaced by uncertainty and concern. Understanding why became urgent. Was it predators, noise pollution, or something deeper? Every possibility is being explored, from the impact of shipping lanes to the presence of orcas and other threats. The answer lay not in what was added to the ocean, but in what was being taken away. As food sources dwindle and ecosystems shift, the blue whale's song grows fainter, a warning from the deep that cannot be ignored. The whale's silence began with a strange stillness in the ocean. In 2013, a massive patch of unusually warm water formed in the Gulf of Alaska, the Blob. This marine heatwave grew to cover an area larger than the continental U.S., lingering for years. The Blob was born from calm winds and stagnant waters, causing surface temperatures to soar. For 2 years, it dominated the Northeast Pacific, altering the ocean's physical and chemical properties. The entire ecosystem, from plankton to whales, was suddenly living in a different world. Familiar patterns of ocean life were thrown into chaos. The silence of the blue whales was just one of many distress signals from this superheated sea. The Blob was like a fever gripping the Pacific, with dramatic and deadly symptoms. Harmful algal blooms exploded, producing toxins that poisoned shellfish, sea lions, and even whales. Fisheries shut down, economies suffered, and the ocean became a source of poison. Warm water forced cold-loving species north, while unfamiliar southern species appeared. The ecosystem was reorganized in real time, with devastating results. The warm, stagnant surface layer was poor in nutrients, starving the phytoplankton, the base of ocean life. When phytoplankton struggled, the entire ecosystem suffered. The beautiful blue water was, in reality, becoming an ecological desert. For blue whales, life revolves around krill, the cornerstone of their diet. A single whale can consume up to 4 tons of krill a day, relying on the cold, nutrient-rich waters of the Northeast Pacific. The blob caused this vital food source to vanish. Krill, sensitive to temperature, declined as phytoplankton crashed. The dense swarms whales rely on simply weren't there. The impact rippled through the food web. Seabirds, salmon, and other species faced starvation. Scientists observed widespread die-offs and catastrophic salmon returns. For blue whales, this was a catastrophe. After migrating thousands of miles, they found empty feeding grounds. They searched desperately for food, expending precious energy. The years of the blob were years of profound hunger and stress for the largest animals on Earth. A hungry blue whale is a stressed blue whale. Their survival depends on building up blubber during summer feasts to fuel migration and reproduction. When krill disappeared, this energy budget collapsed. Whales couldn't build reserves. Instead of feasting, they were barely getting by. Hunger put their bodies under immense stress. Thin, emaciated whales became a common sight. The lack of food fundamentally altered their health and reproductive fitness. Whales had to conserve energy, prioritizing survival over everything else. Even essential activities like finding a mate were put on hold. The giant's hunger forced a desperate recalibration of behavior. This is the key to understanding their sudden silence. Why would a hungry blue whale stop singing? It's all about energy. Producing powerful songs is demanding, something starving whales can't afford. Singing is a luxury, a biological trade-off between surviving now and breeding later. A healthy male song is an honest signal of fitness. A starving whale can't sustain it. The silence is a pragmatic decision, not sadness. This pattern is seen across the animal kingdom. Only the healthiest can afford to sing. The 40% drop in vocalizations followed the famine of the blob. The quiet ocean was full of whales struggling to survive, not to breed. The decline in song is a powerful indicator of population health. Their silence was the sound of a population under extreme duress. The story of the blob and the silent whales is a stark warning about our rapidly warming world. It's a reminder that the changes happening beneath the waves are just as urgent as those we see on land. The ocean, often out of sight and out of mind, is sending us signals that we can no longer afford to ignore. Marine heat waves, like the infamous Blob, are becoming more frequent and more intense as a direct result of climate change. These extreme events are not isolated incidents. They are part of a growing pattern that threatens the stability of marine environments worldwide. When the ocean warms, it disrupts delicate ecosystems, alters food webs, and can trigger catastrophic die-offs of marine life. Coral reefs bleach and die, fish populations crash, and the intricate balance that supports life in the sea is thrown into chaos. The collapse of krill populations, a direct consequence of these heat waves, led to the starvation and silencing of blue whales. Krill are the foundation of the ocean food chain, and their disappearance ripples out to affect countless species. The silence of the whales is more than just an absence of sound. It's a powerful signal, a distress call from the ocean itself, warning us about the very real and present dangers of climate change. What happened in the Pacific is not an isolated event. It's a preview of what could happen in oceans around the globe if we fail to act. Rising temperatures are changing the very fabric of marine life everywhere. Marine life is finely tuned to its environment, and even small, rapid changes can be devastating. Species that have thrived for millennia are now struggling to survive in a world that is changing faster than they can adapt. Even the mighty blue whale, the largest animal to ever live on Earth, is vulnerable to these shifts. Their fate is a stark reminder that no creature, no matter how great, is immune to the impacts of climate change. The silence is not just a tragedy for one species, it's a call to action for all of us. It's a plea to recognize the urgency of the crisis and to work together to protect our planet's future. The fate of the blue whale is tied to the fate of our climate. By protecting our oceans and taking meaningful action against climate change, we can ensure that the songs of the whales and the health of our planet endure for generations to come. The years of the blob have passed, and there are signs of recovery. Krill are returning, and with them, hope for the blue whales. Scientists listen, waiting for the song to regain its strength, a sign of resilience. But recovery isn't guaranteed. Threats remain, especially climate change. Another marine heat wave is a matter of when, not if. Protecting blue whales means addressing the root cause global warming. We must transition away from fossil fuels and rethink our relationship with nature. Large-scale marine protected areas can help ecosystems build resilience. The song of the blue whale is a wonder of our world. Its silence would be an unforgivable loss. Let's heed their warning and protect the magnificent orchestra of the ocean before the music stops for good.